People are saying all of this Diddy commotion isn't the thing we should be looking at. This is all the distraction.
Okay.
Literally the same time Diddy got arrested, something huge happened just now, and it's around 23andMe.
The DNA test?
It's a DNA ancestry company. Takes your saliva, they test it, and it shows your ancestry. Well, what do they have? Your DNA sample of pretty much everyone in the world that wanted to find out their ancestry.
Yeah, so what happened?
When Diddy got arrested, when this whole commotion is on the rise, just so happens every single board member of 23andMe quit all at the same time.
Whoa. So check this out.
There's hella theories going on. Did you know the CEO?
Who?
It was the wife of the CEO of YouTube and Google. The wife owned 23andMe. The husband owned Google. Theory goes, the reason all of those board members left is because there's some things going on that are going to be very unethical in the future of the company. Okay, they have all of our data, even DNA data. On top of that, they have Google search engine. They have every single piece of information about you, including your biochemistry. Now, they're so fucking smart. What's the future of commerce where they can sell you things and you have to pay for it? What's one thing that you'll spend all your money for because if you don't, it's over?
Food and water, yeah.
Health. They have every single person's DNA. They can look at all the diseases where they can give you a cure. And one of the cures they want to sell you is...
This just reminds me of an interview I watched some years ago where these guys from Google say, well, it's not like we are spying on you. It's like, how about a thief coming to your house? Just search everything in your house, but do not steal anything. That is basically their software, right? But people were like, no, why would the thief even come to my house in the first place? It is not about you stealing anything. It's about my privacy. Why do you want to see what is in my house? And they were all like, well, that is what they are doing, stuff. They are not actually stealing anything. They are just looking so that they can actually know what to advertise to you. Everything comes with a price, guys. You see, Google is a free app, right? You don't pay for it, but you are paying for it one way or another. Nothing really in this world is free, guys. Nothing in this world is free. And to be honest, I don't 100% think this was the whole cover-up, but this is also a good story to share with you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.
Hey, this is Brian from Survival on Purpose. I'm sorry for the dramatic title and thumbnail. I promise you this is not clickbait. I have some alarming and concerning news that I just learned about that I really need to share with you. And just if you've seen the channel before, you know that this is not the kind of video I make. I've got over 2,000 videos. I've never made a video like this before. But I really have some news I need to share with you, and I think it's important that you hear this. So, no intros, no sponsorships. We'll get right into it. So I had a conversation with somebody very, very recently that is in the position to know they work for a federal government agency that has to deal with our security of our nation. And basically the news is, they told me what they could. There are people and groups in place within the borders of the United States right now with plans to do some major terroristic or mass casualty type events, disruptive events. I don't know the timeline. I don't know the details. That's all I know, that they are here now, and the agencies, federal agencies, are aware of that and working to thwart their plans. But I thought I would share that with you, and to not just be an alarmist or a fear monger, but there's some things that I think that are a good idea to do, especially with news like that. And one of those is to, as much as possible, avoid being in places where a lot of people are gathered. That might be malls, it might be campaign events. I know that President Trump has already had 2 assassination attempts. One of them at a campaign attempt where people did die, and that was kind of a lone wolf thing. I don't know the details again, but the advice I would have, and the advice this person gave me, was to try to minimize or avoid large gatherings of people, especially where there's a lot of publicity surrounding it. They might get a lot of attention. That's the best I can tell you right now. I really, again, I'm not trying to be dramatic or alarmist or fear mongering, but I thought this is information from somebody who absolutely is in a position to know, and they told me what they could tell me legally, and so I'm sharing it with you. I'm just saying, please be alert as always. Be aware of your surroundings. Pay attention, and just as much as possible, try to avoid large groups of people, especially large groups of people where there's publicity surrounding it. And as always, be armed and be prepared. So that's it. I'm not going to belabor the point anymore. I just really want to share this information with you. So please share this video with your friends and loved ones, and stay safe. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.
You may argue that if we lose our internet for good, it's no big deal. I get it. Mankind has gotten away with thousands of years without Netflix and internet banking and everything else. Oh, but we are way more dependent on than you think. This video is going to show you that. Stay through this, because it's going to be nothing short of catastrophic if the internet goes down. Because if it goes down, we go down. And I am going to absolutely prove that in this video. And even more so, stay to the end, because I'm going to give you 9 strategies, 9 tips in case it comes down, because there's a very good chance it is going down, and actually soon too. So let's go into it. And first, talk about what could make the internet go down. To first understand the internet, let's compare it to our vast highway system that goes across the country. It works very similar, because here in Michigan, we get construction all the time. And if you take out one highway, in reality, no big deal. It slows things down. You have to take a different path. Same thing with the internet. There's many interconnected highways. Think of it that way. Even if you take out an entire city, the highway system across the nation will still work. Even take out a state or an entire region, like during a hurricane, for example. Yes, it'll cause some major disruptions, but our national highway system will still work, and so will the internet, even if you take out a specific area, because it can be repaired. There's lots of redundancies. That's the internet. Take out a small area, take out even a state or a region, the internet will not collapse. It'll keep going. And same thing with the internet. Small disruptions, it'll slow down, it'll still work, and those areas can be repaired. But if you take out the entire internet system all at once, it can and will crash, and it may be beyond repair. It's like shutting down our entire highway system across the country all at once. There's no more interstate commerce at all. And how could you destroy this nationwide all at once? Very easy, an electromagnetic pulse or a coronal mass ejection from the sun. Okay, quick reality check. If you take out the highway system through like a coronal mass ejection or an EMP, 95% of cars will still run. I can't stress this enough. This whole fallacy where people think that even modern cars, oh, they're all dead. That's not true. It is fiction, pure fiction. And I've read a lot of these fiction books, by the way. They push that everything just dies. Your car, your phone, it's simply false. So in that situation, we do have to worry about gas stations, no power, no pumping, no refineries, no more driving. And in this analogy, even though in reality cars will still run, the internet is like this. The actual backbone, the wires between everything across the country will still be there, but there's no more connecting anything. Commerce will stop, completely cease, and it's going to be very difficult to get it up and going again. And in our analogy, the problem is, well, if all cars stop working, then factories require electricity to make the cars over again. Transformers are gone, there's no power. Electricity depends on transport, trains depend on diesel, etc. So in this analogy, the whole thing is you can go ahead and take down the cars with a coronal mass ejection. They won't run anymore. Again, in reality, they will. But if they do, it's not simply just about cars and trucks not running anymore. You can't deliver supplies to fix the problems like transformers. The internet is very similar because it's self-sustaining. Right now, we have this super highway, the internet backbone based on what are called network service providers. This is why it's called the information superhighway, by the way. It's just like our highway system. And just like our nation highways, internet, some of the different nodes they have are fast and some are slow, but they all work together. And if you take one out, even an entire city or region, other ones will have redundancy and will continue to work. Oh, but take out all these network service providers simultaneously, goodbye internet. And this would be difficult to do, by the way, but not impossible. It's a very real possibility. I'm even going to say it's a probability. But it would take a 100% coordinated attack to make that happen. And how could that happen? There's 5 different ways. Number 1, an actual physical attack, taking out our physical data centers. And although this is possible, it is not very likely because this coordinated attack would have to take out like all the major highway structures, which are the data centers, simultaneously in a coordinated attack. Can it happen? Oh yeah, certainly could. Just probably not very likely. Number 2, a cyber attack. This is much more likely. All they have to do is install some type of virus that gets into our systems to take them down at the same time. Not to mention, we already know that we have vulnerabilities in the area in our software and hardware, and they just have to take advantage of that to take down our system all at once. Number 3, our own government takes it down for whatever reason, either trying to control us, tell us what to do, or they could try to make it look like some kind of false flag and take the internet down all at once. Number 4, an electromagnetic pulse. It would require 6 to 8 nuclear detonation in our upper atmosphere to make this happen. It would work, by the way. But understand, if we see nuclear detonations in our upper atmosphere, the internet going down to least of our worries, we're at World War III if that happens. Or number 5, a coronal mass ejection from the sun. And this is, by the way, the most likely scenario because we're already seeing an increase in our solar activity, not to mention our magnetic field seems to be weakening, and we're heading for a solar maximum next year. And this is a very real possibility, by the way. Again, internet down is just part of a larger problem because, again, no more power grid, no more gas, no more groceries, major violence and unrest. And for the fact that you can't reach your friends on Facebook because there's no more internet, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about major problems, and hopefully you have things like a generator, even a solar generator, food, gas, water, everything you need, your computer to keep going, to handle your information. Now, things like Goshen Prep will be gone. Maybe even actually find a way to take notes from my videos or other channels too, obviously. So we need to prepare for this because, again, this is a very real probability. So let's go through some strategies and tips. Write this down because this is something we certainly need to prepare for. Number 1, cash and bartering is crucial. No more internet, no more banks, no more stores selling. I mean, you'll have some mom and pop stores, yeah, but those stores are going to be, everything's going to be gone very quickly from people, taking their money in there. So your job is now to make sure you have enough cash set aside. And if this happens, be the first one at those stores to buy whatever supplies you need. Number 2, your important documents will be gone. And I know you probably have at home things like birth certificates and such, but any documents that you have online, make sure you print them out. Even if they're on your computer, print them out so that way they actually have a hard copy of them and put them into the waterproof, fireproof bags. It'll help out tremendously. And number 3, a document you must have, maps. Because no internet, no GPS. Now, with that, I know you may actually have GPS connected with the GPS satellites, receiving the signals. Cell towers and GPS satellites will be down too if we see a major event like this. And 4, other important documents you must have are books. No YouTube, no Goshen Prepping, no favorite how-to channels on the internet. And so having resources, lots of books of how to do things, even if you kind of know how to do it, it's good to have those reference manuals, will be indispensable. Number 5, communications will be down too. And we're not talking about simply just internet communications. But again, the same thing that's causing the internet to go down will make it so other communications like cell towers won't work either, or even satellite phones. Think about that. So make sure you set up ahead of time with two-way communications, maybe ham radios or walkie-talkies. Number 6, online access will be gone. I'm not the kind of person who sends stuff to a cloud anyway. I don't trust it. But maybe you are. Maybe you have like lots of pictures and videos and such. Make sure you download those and put them in a safe place. Maybe on an external hard drive and put that in a Faraday cage. Number 7, lots of food and water. Of course, we have to have this because most grocery stores by far use the internet for restocking, not to mention they won't be replenished even if they get looted. So you need to be able to depend on yourself for this. Remember, this alone, hunger and food and all that stuff will cause 90% of the population to kill each other. This is a huge thing. And so that's why we have number 8, stockpile ways to defend yourself. And you wouldn't think internet going down would be, oh my gosh, I need to defend myself. No more Netflix, quick, lock up the house. But obviously, no food is going to cause the violence and hunger. In fact, if you look at the reason why most protest and unrest happens around countries around the world, it's almost always based on food. So think about that when this happens. You got to protect you and your family. And number 9, entertainment. Make sure you have it. No screens to distract your kids. We're not those people anyway. But nevertheless, you're going to find that all the stuff happening, you're going to be worrying all the time. Having some simple things, some crayons and games for kids or possibly cards for you and your family to be able to pass some time, put a little bit of sanity in there until it all passes. Because in reality, the internet going down will take place if the power grid goes down. And it will be the worst of the worst case scenario because 90% of the population will die. Not necessarily from the internet, but if the power grid goes down, so does the internet and vice versa. They're hand in hand. But you don't have to die, obviously. You need to prepare ahead of time. Get ready for the grid going down, get ready for the internet going down, have all your stuff stockpiled and ready to go, and most importantly, ways to defend yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Da 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 da. I was frightened by the sight of a life of pain. Whether easy days or complicated, it was all the same. It was scary. The main emotion I felt was shame. Tied myself to opinions of others while depression had me chained. I remained with so many thoughts of doubt, having issues with my identity. I lost it in the crowd, but I changed. It was life that taught me how to be the man you see and hear right now. Oh my darling, love will ignite your soul. Oh, while hate and anger's fighting for control. For your calling might be a rocky road, but when you're going through, just know you're not alone. Do not fear. Do not fear. I believed in the God who I'd never seen. Put my trust in blind communication. It felt like a dream, but I had faith. If I didn't walk away, then all my hurt would be worth it, because it would all work out someday. So I stayed and I put up a fight, with odds against me, not knowing how to make it through the night. And I pray to live a better life, and kept the darkness from driving out my life. Oh my darling, love will ignite your soul, will ignite your soul. Oh, while hate and anger's fighting for control. For your calling might be a rocky road, but when you're going through, just know you're not alone. Oh my darling, love will ignite your soul, will ignite your soul. Oh, while hate and anger's fighting for control. For your calling might be a rocky road, but when you're going through, just know you're not alone. Do not fear. Do not fear.
Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field.
He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear.